Hi calling friends, I welcome you to this new video. As you could see in the title, this is my list of shame, 10 artists I haven't colored yet. And I was actually inspired to do this type of video by Ally Colors 5. I had seen a video from her which has the name, let me check it. She had a video up with the title 14 Adult Coloring Books I Struggled to Color In. And I really enjoyed to watch this video. And then I thought that I actually also could do an updated video for my list of shame. I have recorded a list of shame almost 3 years ago. It was in September, the beginning of September in 2020. Now we are in 2023. So yeah. I thought this is something I could do, and I would take this list, as a reference for myself. I think it will be my new challenge for 2024. That I try to get started in those books. Most probably not in all 10, but if I could at least release some of those books from this list, it would be great. And basically, my last video was about 10 books. Today's video is more about 10 artists I haven't colored yet in, so I might have more than just one book of these artists, and they are all not colored in. I think there are maybe 2 that I have at least started something, but I have no finished page. So, and now maybe you might wonder why the Mouse Guard by David Peterson is lying here, as we all know that I love this book. Yeah, Mouse Guard was on this old list of shame from 2020, and this is, sadly as it is, the only book that I have released from this old list of shame. So I thought, let's take a look in this beautiful book here. So this one is the one that I could release, and it's really a beautiful book. So this was my first image that I had colored in this book, and it was done in the beginning of 2021. So yeah, at least the will was there to get one of those books started, and I thought this was actually one of the smaller sized images. And this has quite a bit of a, let's say, a sketchy, I think sketchy is not the right word, but you see the style. It has quite thick lines, and it is something special. And I didn't know how to approach it. But nowadays I really love this book. I've colored a few pages in this book, and I try to get back to it as often as I can. This page is another one that I have colored. I also have a body coloring with the lovely Erica from Elm Colors planned for September. It is this page that we want to color together, so that we can make her get started in her book as well. And it's a lovely book, especially for mixed media. I like to use Inktense and Neocolor too in here. So water mediums, because of the style of the book, you just add some color and it looks good. There's not a whole lot you need to do, and it will look good. So this is one page that is almost done, and I plan to finish this page here on this weekend. So this is another one on my goals for this weekend, and one of my coloring plans. And then here's another one that I have done, and I do have 2 more whips, those 2 here. This one I had planned as a color long, and I had started to film it, but the footage is on my corrupted memory card, so it's gone. So I think I just can finish this on my own now. And on this page I basically have a color in chat. I wanted to demonstrate you how to base layer with Neocolor 2, so with water mediums and double-sided books. That's a lot of fun. You can see here how this looks. And on those leaves, for example, I went over with pencils because these were a little bit too soft for my taste. You know that I like it colorful. But the soft look is actually also quite nice. So you totally could leave it like that. It's just that I need more contrast and, yeah, brighter colors usually. So this is the only book that I released from my list of shame of 2020. Yeah, 2020. And now we get started. So the first one that I'm going to show you is Creative Haven, Teresa Goodrich. And I do have, as you can see, quite a selection. And this is the reason why Teresa Goodrich is on my list of shame for 10 artists I haven't colored yet. Because as you can see, I have quite a big collection here. Quite a big collection of books here from Teresa. These are also practically my only Creative Haven book that I own. I do have maybe 2 more that I also haven't colored, but yeah, I love Teresa Goodrich's works, and I think I was a collector for the longest time, and I have bought many books. Her autumn books and Christmas books are my most favorite of hers. Those I really love, even though I haven't colored in them. I have started one. Can see here. So this is the only page that I have started, at least from Teresa Goodrich. Unfortunately, not finished yet. But I want to have this one finished at some point. It's just that I don't like to color Christmas in summertime, and in the wintertime I basically don't have time to color, pages. So it's difficult. But I hope to finish this one this year, and then I could release this from this list. So I do have quite a few of Christmas books, and those I absolutely love. I also have pre-ordered the new autumn book that was released recently. Hope I will receive it at some point. And then I just have here the greatest collection here. I don't know if you want to see now every book that I own from Teresa. Yeah, but it's almost all her books. There might be some that I don't have because I stopped to buy her books. I think last year or this year that I decided that I don't need to buy every book that she brings out. Because I don't color in them, obviously. Just her Christmas and autumn books, I always want to have them because I love them so much. So, but this, yeah. This is a huge shame. You know that autumn is coming up. We are almost there, and maybe I could get started with those autumn books here. I do love Teresa's style. Maybe we should take a look inside for those of you that maybe don't know Teresa Goodrich, which I hardly can imagine. To be honest, this is one of my favorite pages from this book, I think. I love everything with Halloween decoration, houses, and then the decoration outside. Pumpkins, of course. I love pumpkins. Yeah, or I should get started with her in this season. But yeah, also this season is very short because I should start in September, but I think I cannot because I have so many started images from the third quarter which I still need to finish and work on, that maybe something bigger could be possible, something easier like this. Yeah, but I really want, this is another one of my favorites, I think. I really would take this this video and this list here for myself as a reference and finally try to work on it and get some of those artists off this list. And Teresa Goodrich is one that I really should do. This one looks like an easy one, but maybe could be done a little bit more quick. This is another one of my favorites. You can see I've marked it several times actually. Yeah, this is very beautiful. Another one of my favorite. I do love, as I said, the autumn houses, these scary houses. Yeah, okay. I think we should continue. So the next artist that I want to share here with you is Maud Lemon, and I just want to say that I'm not showing these in one particular order, just randomly. All those artists are not colored, so yeah, there's no favorite or one that I like more than the other. So this is just in random order. And yeah, this is a calendar by Maud Lemon. So maybe you notice already I'm showing you more or less the better books. I mean, Coloring Haven maybe is more on the thinner side. But everything that comes now is, yeah, a better quality book. From Maud Lemon, I also have some PDF books because she's an artist that we cannot just buy at Amazon or so. It is an Etsy order, and we all know that Etsy orders are expensive because of the postage. The price of the book might be okay, but with postage, it's usually quite expensive. That's why I buy her books in digital form, but this calendar wasn't available in a digital form, and I really wanted to treat myself. And you know that I tend to not color in those books that I treat myself because they are just so precious. But this one is even on my 10 books, on my list of 10 books to finish eventually, because it only has 12 images. They're a very beautiful one. Maybe let's take another look. We have like the colored versions of her and those images here. Here's a beautiful one for autumn, basically, that I could color for this autumn time, for October. Yeah, I just needed to have this one. So, but now I really should get, well, I really like this one for September here with the apples and just a big face. Could be done, I think, more or less quickly. I don't know how the paper is. It feels extremely smooth, so I don't think that I could do a lot of layers. Definitely would do to work with alcohol markers because it's single-sided. And yeah, so this was Maud Lemon. So the next artist that I want to share with you is Apol. And from Apol, I actually only own one book because right from the beginning I said to myself that I will only get more of her books or her books. I think she has at least 3 published, maybe 4. That I will only buy more of these when I color in this book here. And so far I have never done it. And at least I stay true to myself with, yeah, not going ahead and buying more of these if I have not colored in this first book of hers. This is another artist where I really like the illustration style. It's, I think it must be Japanese, maybe? Because it's available on Amazon Japan, so I could basically order it from there. This first one was an Etsy order, so it was quite expensive, and it was difficult to get it actually. So this is always when the books are a little bit more expensive and a little bit more effort to buy them, then I'm always hesitant to color in them, and I'm just a little bit afraid of ruining something. But this is a totally stupid mindset, because I really think we should color in our books. This is a very nice page, for example. So maybe I should just really go on a hunt and look for a nice page that speaks to me, and get started with this book. It's really absolutely beautiful. I know that the other books are also absolutely beautiful. I think this must be the first book by Apol. It's called Forest Girls coloring book. And yeah, so this was Apol. So the next artist on my uncolored list is Momo Girl, as you can see here. And from Momo Girl I have 2 books. I think that there are only 2 books, but I'm not quite sure because I haven't basically watched her anymore since I couldn't order from Etsy anymore from Korea. So since COVID, the postage is so extremely expensive. That I decided to not do it. I do order very seldomly from Amazon Japan, but I tend to not do it, like to prevent from it. But yeah, this is Momo Girl, and you all know that I actually love to color portraits and faces, human beings, skin, all that stuff, and that's one reason why I actually should really start those books here, do my first page from it, and overcome my fear, and just get started. Just giving you a little flip of these books here. So yeah, Momo Girl is drawing mainly characters, portraits in kind of, I would say, semi-realistic, a stylized form. And yeah, I think I really should get started with this. So yeah, wish me luck that I just do this. This will be my target for 2024, and I hope to maybe get started with 1 or 2 this year. Also let me know in the comment section which artist you think I really should get started with. So the next artist is Kanoko Egusa. And yeah, I do have those 3 original books, which were Etsy buys. I also have 2 Coloring Heaven issues of her. I know there were 3 Coloring Heaven issues, and I do have 2. One is basically the imagery from this book here. And the first one, maybe it was from a collection of those 2, I don't know it. And I do have the latest edition from Coloring Heaven featuring Kanoko egusa, and it has stunningly new work with extremely beautiful images in it. And I also read that Kanoko is working on a new book, and I assume that some of those images that we have seen in Coloring Heaven, that some of these at least will be featured in her new books, which is yet to release. I don't know if they have to stay exclusive for a while. I don't know. This is a beautiful image here, isn't it? This one would be very nice for Halloween as well, I think. Obviously Kanoko draws many animals in an extremely cute style. Extremely cute. And I'm always a little bit hesitant when it comes to animal coloring because of the fur. I always want to have it realistic, so with fur strokes, and that is just so much work. It takes forever, and then her images are quite detailed. But on the other side, I think let's take a look at this little image here. This one also doesn't have like single strokes, and you can see that it does look very nice. It has maybe a little bit of texture to make you think that there is a very short hair. But yeah, I really wanted to get started to do just the volumes right, the shading right, and not color every single hair stroke. Also on those you can see that she hasn't drawn in every single hair stroke, and those animals look fantastic. So it's not necessary, and that's why I really need to get started. Maybe I should have marked just my favorite images to show you, but I really like this title page here. This is one of my favorites. But then sometimes there's also maybe a plant drawn that I don't know the name of. And when I don't know the name, I cannot look for it. And yeah, I really, as these images are so stunning, I think I really need to color everything as realistic as I can. Yeah, I'm just hindering myself. No, I'm just stopping myself from coloring these books and have fun with it. But as those books here were released in the English format, is another stunning Halloween page basically, and beautiful autumn page here next to it. Yeah, I think I really should overcome my fear of coloring it and just get started. And if I would really ruin something extremely badly, I will be able to buy the English version now. So, you know, even though if I ruin a book, I usually don't buy a new book, but just to know that I could do it is helpful. This is this title page, another one that I absolutely adore and love. Just beautiful, very beautiful. This is Rhapsody in the Forest. Yeah, this was her first book. And yeah, in her in the Coloring Heaven magazine, there's also one image that I absolutely adore, that I would love to get started with. It is kind of like a forest scene with a deer. And I do have a vision for the background and how it should look. So yeah, maybe I should get started just in my Coloring Heaven magazine, and maybe I could even make a copy of the page. But I'm not a fan of making copies, really not. So this was Kanoko egusa. So then the next one is Anastasia elikaderiva, and I only own those two books here. Those are very precious to me, very hard to get, very quite expensive, I think. And yeah, as I just say, they are nowadays more difficult to get, for me at least. So I pressure them a lot, and but again, we do have like portraits here, and so it is the perfect topic for me to color. I love to color portraits. I've heard several times that the paper shall be very difficult to work on. I cannot say anything about it as I haven't tried it yet. So I am curious, I have to admit, I'm very curious for it. And it has a ton of images that I really would love to color. And I don't quite know why I haven't done it, but again, also in her books there are sometimes like flowers, or mainly flowers, I think, that I don't know how they should look, and that stops me coloring it, because again, those images are so stunning that they deserve to be colored the best that I can and the most realistic that I can. This is one that I really like. I really like this one. And I really should get started. But as I said, I don't think that I will have time still this year, because I'm definitely going to color the autumn stuff soon. And after that, I will try a little bit of Christmas images maybe. And so I think I cannot take the time to get started with those images. I think those images, they are for me, those artists, I think I plan to color mainly with pencils. And you know that pencils is, the medium that takes just the longest, that I'm slowest with. And so, and you know, because of the channel, I always want to get done a few more pages, so for the completed pages video. So I tend to choose maybe pages that don't take me forever. That might be another reason. So let's take a look at another artist. So the next one is basically Melpomene Shatsipani Goto. And yeah, this was her first book. She had out a mandala book, which I didn't get because I really don't color mandalas. And then the latest one was the Enchanted Earth. This is a little bit thinner, even though this one is single-sided, but it is an absolutely stunning book. The beauty of it is, now that it is single-sided, that we could use markers, which might speed up the coloring session a little bit. But her works are extremely detailed. Extremely detailed. I have heard that still, even though that those images are very detailed, that it's just a lot of fun and that they are easy to color. And maybe it is that we just have to get started. But when I just look at them, I find them just very detailed. And I think that is what stops me a little bit. Even though I think it is just the greatest of fantasy here, the greatest of imagination, absolutely stunning artwork. And when I see the colored versions of all the others, I just absolutely love what others can do with her work. It's extremely beautiful. And maybe this is one that I could work with Inktense, but then again, as it is so detailed and I would say rather small details, I think Inktense is not the perfect medium for it. So I'm not quite sure. Or I would need to base lay it. This one is double-sided. So, you know, I think for me this might be pencil books. Yeah. Okay, next artist. So you see, the next one is Tomislav Tomic. So we are coming to the more detailed books, and that is the reason why these are uncolored, I think. I do love the artwork and I really want to take my time to get started. I would say even that Tomislav Tomic maybe has the most detailed artwork here. And often those books have double spreads, which makes it even more complicated for me to get started, because a double spread I rarely color. I cannot remember. Oh yeah, in my very beginning, I did a double spread, maybe two. So most of these are basically double spreads. They are very detailed. And I think they would take forever, and I think this is just what stops me to color these. But I still do love them quite a bit, and I don't want to give away this book. I really want to keep it and to get started with his work. Yeah, and hopefully have a lot of fun with it. I think often it's just getting started with an artist and with a book, and then once it is started, you want to color, or it's for me, I want to color more from him or from this artist. So that's why it's very important for me to, oh, this one is single-sided basically. This is actually nice. It's a lot thinner and single-sided, but the paper quality is very good of this book here. So on this one we definitely could use water mediums. So you don't need to be scared that it bleeds through. Maybe I really should get started with his second book here. And obviously, as it is single-sided, it does has more... So not everything is single-sided, but it does has more single spreads here. And yeah, it's actually very beautiful. I think often I see people color more in his other book here in the Dromanvanger, but this one is actually also very beautiful. I haven't looked through it for a long time, I think. Yeah, I should definitely find a page and get started with it. Here's a beautiful one for Momo. Yeah. yeah, extremely beautiful. I could get started with this one. This one would be very easy, not too much to color here. But then we have this big area of a background that we need to think of. Yeah, okay. So this was Tomislav Tomek. So we are almost through. The next one is Eerie, Romantic Country. I only have the Romantic Country books. With Eerie, it is the same. I said to myself that I won't get any more books of her unless I finally color in these books and get at least one page done. I do have tried it 2 times, so I have started, I think, 2 pages. One I absolutely hate, and the other one I also don't like a whole lot. Also, the coloring experience was not so nice, and even though, yeah, it is double-sided, the paper should be better, but I don't know, I struggled a little bit on this paper with pencils. Back then when I started, I only used pencils. Here it is. I worked with Pablos, with the Lyra Rembrandt, and with polychromos on this one. And I don't know. Somehow they worked differently on this paper. Cannot even describe it, but yeah. Just the coloring experience was no fun. And then I think I had abandoned it and never touched it since then. So, but the images are very beautiful, and I think I should give it another try and really, you know, start to work in it. I do have, as I said, all 3 tales. I had bought it from Book Depository, and it was reduced in price, and it has some little errors, but none of the pages is colored, and it was nothing too serious, so it was okay for me. It totally was okay. I really would love to color this page here. I think it looks very cozy, very cute. Maybe this is one that I could go for. Could even... Nah, not sure. Yeah. It does has very beautiful images. Also for the autumn time. This one, it feels like it doesn't belong into this book. Maybe it's the printing error. It really feels like this is wrong in here. However, also have this 3rd tale. So let's take a very quick flip. Here's some for autumn. Oh, this one as well, basically. I often saw those images colored because those books are actually quite old. It was also part of my old list of shame. Yeah. So this was Eerie. Yeah, and the last one that I want to share with you is not misographic. It is Fabiana Atanasio, because, yeah, if you know, or if you follow my channel, you know that I have colored a page by Joseph Kattenbang. So it is not for misographic, the series, it's for the artist. And the artist is Fabiana Atanasio, and I have never colored a page by her. Basically, I tested the paper in this book, but nothing serious. But yeah, in her older books, which I really loved the images, we had those hidden objects, and really, really ugly hidden objects that didn't fit the scene at all. And for me, they destroy the images. I just can't get myself to color those hidden objects books, even though I really absolutely adore some of those images. And nowadays, where the hidden objects are gone, I feel like the imagery has gotten a little bit too crazy for my taste. So I prefer to all the books with the hidden objects, but I hate the hidden objects. So, but yeah, in these books are also some images that I do adore. And all my hopes are on the newest release, which will be, the Fairy Wonderland, which will be released in December. I had marked this for last winter time. Maybe I can go for it this winter. Who knows? Yeah. So I think if I color something by Fabiana, it will be in this Menagerie book. It's the only one without the hidden objects that I own of her so far, because the other ones I didn't like so much. Yeah, and then I do have the older ones here. Oh, this is one of my favorite images. But then I see those fried those fries here, those potato fries, this crony and the way that it is placed, I absolutely hate it. And once I tried to cover those up, but you know that the pencil, the ink changes obviously the way that the color looks on it. So here I have it. The colors, they look just very dirty, and no, I didn't enjoy it, and that was the reason why I haven't colored Fabiana Atanasio so far. I should get started with the Menagerie, and yeah, hopefully I will get it done next year. So yeah, and so this was my updated list of shame. 10 artists I haven't colored yet, and I really should start to color them, because they are so stunning, so beautiful. Yeah, so let me know if you also have a list of shame. So, you know, some of those artists that you haven't. And maybe I should say as an explanation, this is by far not all the artists that I haven't colored. These were just those artists or books where I think it's really a shame, because they are in this really nice paper, and they just have this extremely stunning artwork, and they are really worth to get colored and to fill the pages with color. So yeah, so it's just a selection, you know? It's not all that I haven't colored yet. I have far more. So, but okay. That was all for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope I will see you in my next video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. This is just for me, that I see that you liked it. And yeah, take care everyone, and bye!